This video is brought to you by Jeslack. Jeslack aims to provide premium Tesla accessories not only for your Model 3s and Ys, but also your X and S as well as your Cybertruck to enrich and amplify the driving experience. Lifetime warranty, fast and free shipping, always worldwide. Visit Jeslack.com and use my discount C3S Garage on your next purchase. Once again, thank you Jeslack for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Josh and you're watching C3S Garage. In today's video, I have a very special video for you guys. We are going to be installing a screen rotation bracket. This is for your Tesla Model Y as well as your Tesla Model 3. And it's a really cool product because it allows your screen to rotate from side to side as well up and down for a better viewing experience as well as a better driving experience. This product has been brought to you guys by Jeslack. Jeslack is one of our newest sponsors and they've also brought us really cool products such as our trunk cover, which has worked perfectly for the past couple of weeks, and now the screen rotating bracket. It is worth pointing out that this is a user-friendly design, which I think it's a really cool nod to the ecosystem. You got a couple of fans here and all whatnot. So really cool little design. But with that being said, I am eager to install this because when I drive the car, sometimes the sun glare or sometimes just my glasses make it difficult for me to view the screen properly, as well as being able to reach to certain buttons while I'm driving or to certain screen portions while I'm driving. So with that being said, I think this is a great solution for those of you guys that want to maybe accommodate the screen more towards you. With that being said, if you guys are interested in watching this video, feel free to stay tuned. If not, feel free to leave me any comments you want, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as you can tell, opening the box, the first thing that greets you is the installation instruction of rotating bracket. And this box also includes pretty much everything you need to install this. You get all the tools, all the instructions, you get all the brackets, as well as everything that you will need to install this system. You do not need any extra tools or any extra items to install this. Looking at the main and most important part of this particular setup is the bracket itself, which is aluminum, and it just feels very robust, heavy, and well built. It is very hard to even move it with my hands. Might be just the fact that I don't work out as often as I wish I could, but it just feels extremely well made. So I'm excited to install this, as I firmly believe that this setup will not disappoint. Looking at the equipment itself, you do get 2 screws that will replace existing screws for the new bracket. You get a fastener that I'm not going to be using. You get your bracket, and then you get a couple of covers to make the whole installation look pretty. You also get a brand new cover for your temperature sensor, a few replacement screws, and you also get a plastic crowbar, a T10 Allen wrench, a T27 Allen, a screwdriver, as well as an M4 screwdriver. And I simply wanted to show you guys how the standard back of a Tesla screen looks like. It's pretty straightforward. There's no shown cables or brackets or anything. It's just a pretty straightforward situation here. All right, let's get started with the installation. We're gonna go to the bottom part of the screen, and the first thing that you will see is a plastic mesh with a little gap. We're gonna use a plastic crowbar to remove that plastic cover. Let's try to be as careful as possible, as that plastic cover also holds the temperature sensor screwed in. And yes, I do keep my garage opener in the back of the screen. Do not judge me. Upon removing the cover plate, I simply wanted to show you guys the temperature sensor. It is currently working and spinning, which is extremely cool to see. You do get 2 little screws. This is where you're going to be using your M4 screwdriver to remove those 2 screws. As I mentioned, just be very careful. I was thinking about removing the cable itself, but it just seems very fragile. So I figured, why not, let's just remove the screws and call it a day. Something that I want to take note of is just to be careful when removing them. These are not pressured in screws. They're just a couple of twist offs, and so I want to make sure that you guys are not putting a lot of pressure in removing them. We will no longer use this plate, so you are able to disregard it. I usually like to keep things with me just in case I decide to go back to stock. Looking at the guts of the screen, we do have 2 screws that we need to remove, and we will be using our number 10 wrench to remove this. And I just simply wanted to point out how cool these little screws are. They don't have threads on the middle, but they have a smaller thread towards the end, which I think is pretty interesting. I've never seen this type of screws before, so it's nice to see them on this car. Removing the right screw did not take much effort, so I was happy to see that. Nice. Next step is removing the screen. This is arguably the scariest part of all. I have added a blue towel to make sure that the screen falls into the towel and not into some kind of metal or anything that may damage the screen. Keep in mind that this is the brains of your car, so you want to be very careful with it. Removing the screen does not take a lot of effort. You just gotta be very careful. There is a cable that is holding to the screen and you don't want to pull too hard as you might break this cable. Do not even want to think about how much it would cost to replace the connection or the bracket or the cable itself for a car like this one. Let's be careful. Before removing any cables, we're gonna go ahead and remove a screw that's on your left and another one that's on your right. We're gonna be using a T27 tool set to make sure that we remove this accordingly. Fun fact, I am left-handed, so I usually start unscrewing the left screw and then I'll do the right screw. All right, we're almost halfway there. Once we remove the two screws, we're able to take that plastic cover off and we are gonna get ready to remove our cable. Notice how there is a white cover. Some Teslas don't have this, some do. Tesla quality control for y'all. But you must remove this white clip first and then you are able to pull the main plug out of the computer system. Something important to note is that this is the main cable to your Tesla computer or brain system, so we want to be extremely careful. I am going to use the screwdriver to kind of pry open the holdback and pull upwards to make sure that the cable pulls up without any damages. Just take your time on this one. There's no rush. Be careful and do not mess this one up. And I must admit that when this pops off, it is so satisfying. I am so happy that nothing wrong happened to it. Before continuing with the installation, I just wanted to show you guys and admire the screen that this car comes with. This is a massive screen. It feels like an iPad, which is incredible to think that you handle everything on your car from this particular screen, which I think is crazy. So I just wanted to take a moment to just acknowledge the amount of technology that goes into this car and the simplicity of it. Going back inside the car, we must remove this little plaque and put it to the side. We're not going to be using that anymore. It's incredible to know that these are the two only connectors that you have for your center screen. You have a thermostat or temperature sensor and you have your main connector, which is a single cable. It's also worth pointing out that I did something similar to my old Mercedes. This was a 2015 Mercedes, and when removing the stock or OEM screen, there were maybe 100 cables including fiber optics, and it was a nightmare to fix. So good job Tesla for making it easy for us. Next, we're going to insert our bracket. As you guys can tell, I've already done this. You're gonna face the main part of the bracket down because that's the part that's gonna hold the screen. You're going to be fastening this with the two original screws that you removed from your original setup. I like to do this by hand first until the moment where it feels very tight, and then I'll use my wrench to finish the job. Upon installing the two screws, I encourage you to move the bracket and test it out to see how sturdy or how easy it is to move, as this is going to be the main place where your screen is going to be moving. So you want it to be sturdy but not impossible. Next, we're going to install both of our covers. We're going to start with the larger one, and then we're going to go ahead and install the smaller one. This will go in sequential order. Next, you're gonna take out your screen. You're gonna insert and connect the main line with the white clip after. This goes in sequential order as well. You're gonna fasten the small cover. There are two screws, one on the left and one on the right. You're going to secure this cover with the original T27 screws. Now, before finishing this, we must not forget our temperature sensor. We're gonna go ahead and install the new cover provided by Jesslack, which is a small, kind of oddly shaping cover. It's pretty straightforward. You're just gonna go ahead and put it, clip it, and add two little screws to it. You can add this with no pressure, as this is a soft cover. We are going to be using the M4 screwdriver provided to us, and we're gonna go ahead and clip the installed sensor into the main cover. Now that we're almost complete, now we're able to add our screen and put it back into the main brackets. This is a pretty much one step done. You can see when the screen goes inside the brackets. I also noticed that my screen was not turning on even after connecting it, so I went ahead and restarted the car. And if this happens to you, all you have to do is press the two main buttons on the steering wheel. You're gonna press those buttons for 10 seconds and then let them go. The screen will restart. To finalize the installation, we're gonna use our two matching hexagon socket screws that were provided to us in the box, and we're gonna put them one in the left side and one in the right side. let's make sure that we fasten those very strong and very well without overdoing it. So just keep common sense on the way you're doing it. And with that, we can start testing the movement of the tablet. Make sure that the cables are not being pressed together too much to the point where they start cracking. Make sure that there's enough movement for them, and then we can continue the installation process. And I just have to say, it's an instant change. Wow, it just feels completely different. This feels amazing. This is something that should have been done from the moment that the Teslas came out. I don't know why they didn't apply this to the Teslas except the X and the Model S, but this should have been something that should have been done to all the Teslas. Right now, I'm just testing to make sure that the screen works properly, as well as the steering wheel and all the controls work properly. I don't want to drive with a very cool swivel mount screen and not being able to see what's going on, or the car doesn't work. After giving it a quick test, I must say it is refreshing to have a screen that moves, because now I'm able to fully angle it to my side and be selfish about it, as well as being able to reach out to different apps that I was not able to reach previously. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. This was not a difficult process. I was a little bit afraid of the installation procedure, and as you guys know, I enjoy doing these things for you guys. So this was a great little product. I think it worked well. It's robust, it feels heavy on your hands, and it just has a nice feel when you move it around. There are two things that I do want to point out, and I hope that you guys stay for this portion of the video because it is important. The first one, so whenever you're turning it, there's no feedback on where the exact position of the screen should be at. Pretty much you can move it this way and it'll stay there. You can move it to the other side and it'll stay on the other side, but there's not a precise portion of the screen where you can kind of position it to its original or standard position. It's what I'm trying to say. So I wish there was some kind of feedback that tells you this is where the screen should be at all times if you're not moving it around. And the second portion to that is the screen does lower itself a little bit. I think because the mount has a kind of like a platform, and then you have almost like a arm to move it around. So that lowers the screen about 1.5 inches. And I did notice that while I was driving. Those of you guys that do use the chargers or the Tesla charger, which, let's be honest, no one ever uses that because it just warms your phone up. But if you use it, this is something worth keeping note of, simply because it does lower your screen. I believe it clears out your viewing real estate, which I think it's great, but like I said, it will lower your screen about 1.5 inches. On another note, which is a more positive note, I think being able to reach out to controls that you were not being able to reach out to before because of the way the screen was, I think it's a great option. I did drive it with my wife yesterday and she was messing with it, and I kind of felt a little bit weird because she kept moving it around, but it is a very sturdy piece of equipment, and so I think it'll be fine as I get more accustomed to it. I do like that it's focused more towards the driver now, so it makes the car feel more like a cockpit than just a regular car. So I do like that a lot. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this is a great product to have because it does provide a solution to a problem that I have actually, or maybe that some of you guys will be having. It does make the driving of the car a little bit more interesting now that you have almost like a screen right next to you. So I do enjoy that. I can also see the speedometers and stuff more aimed towards me, which I prefer that as well. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was such a fun video to make because I haven't worked this hard on the Tesla before, but I enjoyed it. I think this product will stay with me. Thank you so much, Just Like, for providing these products for us, as they are top quality products, and I can vouch for that. With that being said, I do hope to see you guys on the next one, as there will be more products coming in. Thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.